I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen man, 57 Belair, like this was not the muscle car that I grew up with. I grew up with these in the 60s, but quite honestly, this is in my top 5 favorite, best looking cars ever. I love these things, and more importantly, I love the ones that are done in a pro touring style. A lot of people don't know what a pro touring style means, so I'm going to go over that with you. So what that really means is that you have an original style looking car, but it doesn't drive anything like 1957. It doesn't have drum brakes and very small tires and things like that. Some people love that kind of car because they want to collect their car. Other people want to take a car like this and go for a cruise for 200, 300, 400 miles. They want to go out to dinner with another couple, take the kids out. This reminds you of a different time of a car and a different time in the world. And this piece could really do it. So when you throw in this great looking style and all these incredible features, it makes for a wonderful driving car. Add in the fact that it has a recent $77,000 in restoration receipts, not counting the car itself. It is a spectacular bargain. So this is the way I like to buy a car, where somebody has done all the work, spent the money on the car, drove it for a little bit, and then you're able to buy it at a reduced price, and that's why I think this would be a great fit in your life. So we're going to walk around for a little bit. We're going to check out some style. I want to talk a little bit about how the jet age came upon this car, point out a couple things, and then we'll figure out how to get it in your garage at the end. All right? All right, let's get rolling. Okay, so as we start up here, you can see this is the engine intakes of the Jet. Again, more Jet features, right? And check this out. As you run down the side of the car, you can see how the Jet age is there in the fins and things like that. All right, what I do like to do is I do like to go over the paint. So let me go over here real quick so you can see the quality of the paint on the car. You should be able to read this window sticker, all the words in there, if you have nice shiny paint. If you can't read it, okay, it's not good paint. Make sure the other cars that you're looking on the internet, they're able to do this for you. Make sure they're willing to do that. You'll be able to see the guy's name clearly in the paint when he's taking pictures, all right? Otherwise, the paints always look shiny in pictures, but they definitely are not shiny when they get to your house. All right, let's keep rolling down here. Again, we're talking about style. We're talking about the fins here. We're talking about the exhaust coming out the back, okay, of the Jet engine. This is the styling that you were talking about. The gold trim on here was standard on it. I love that feature. And one of the best party things you can do is go to a party and ask somebody to put gas in your car. They go to drive and they put gas and they can't ever figure out where the gas goes. They could spend hours looking for it. The fact of the matter is you'll know now, if you don't know already, that it's hidden right here, all right? This right here happens to have a locking gas cap as well, but that's where the gas goes. That was standard on it, not custom on this car, which is really very, very cool. All right? Okay, so some things that you should know about the car that make up for the incredible driving ability that this car has versus an all-stock car. And I'm not knocking an all-stock car because I love stock cars, but this one here takes you to a different level where you can go really, really far in this car and enjoy it a lot. So come on, check this out. All right, so for instance here we have the Foose wheels, all right, 4-wheel disc brakes. Disc brakes weren't even available in 57 on these cars. Not only were they not front available, they definitely didn't have rear available. This car has 4-wheel disc brakes. 17-inch wheels with 2 times the footprint of the original car and much taller as well, all right? So the car's not only gonna stop better, it's going to handle significantly better, and I'm gonna show you what we've done with the steering up front, which will change how it drives because it no longer has that original steering box of the old style cars. It has rack and pinion steering, very much like the car that you drive today. All right, let's go check that out too. Front disc brakes there, with the Foose wheels, looking nice and shiny. All right, looks great. All right, so let me throw this down and we'll go ahead and check under the hood and see how everything looks. All right, so come join me up in here. You got to check everything out because there's a lot of time spent in here and there's a lot of things that go in this car that you can't see. For instance, important stuff. Aluminum radiator with electric fan. You say, well, Tom, what's the big deal? Most cars have radiators and fans. Yes, but none of them have twice as much capacity and twice as much airflow over there. I'm a big fan of liking to cruise a car in the summer. If I get stuck in traffic, the last thing I want to do is overheat, and it's the last thing you want to, because first off, not only is it embarrassing, it's a pain. You gotta pull over, wait for it to cool down, hope it restarts, all of those things, and that's not where you want to be. This helps prevent all of that, all right? On top of it here, we talked about the power disc brakes. You got all the big brake booster here. This has modern power steering in it. This has a serpentine belt system inside here as well. So it's a one belt like a modern car to run all the accessories, and all these accessories are polished as well. So that when you decide you want to go to a car show, you pop the hood, everybody comes over, wow, look at that. You're right, it is. Wow, look at that. It looks really, really good. This car has the air conditioning compressor in it already, all right? And some hidden things that you can't see is it has rack and pinion steering. We talked about that earlier. The rack and pinion steering makes for a much tighter steering system. It's more precise. With the bigger wheels and tires and the bigger brakes, this car drives very much like a modern car, all right? And that's what I'm hoping you get out of this, is you get the cool looks of an old school car, but you get the modern driving feeling that you get out of like today's car. All right? Anyway, beautiful under here with all the polished billet and things like that. Very, very nice. All right, so let's check out inside the trunk here, because this is really one of the greatest features of this car. This is back in a time when cars really had trunks. For instance, and this is how you know the person who built this car loved this car. For instance, there's a car cover in the back of it. Comes with an extra air filter. It comes with a tow strap, so in case you want to trailer the car, all right? All that comes out. I just like to make sure you get all that. Comes with 2 extra oil filters, a couple little parts in there in case you need that as well. Like, this person knew that if he wanted to take this car to Florida for the summer, you want to take it to a vacation home for a couple months or whatever, you got all the little tiny stuff you need to make for a different car. That's what you should be looking for when you're getting these cars. You know, a car cover is an expensive item, but it says a little more about the person that you're getting it from, that person not only garage kept that car, but they also put the car cover on top of it. They must have really loved it. Original style spare in here to kind of dress it up in case you want to go to a car show. You open the trunk up and it's really, really detailed down to the original jacking instructions on the side over here. Can we get a shot of that real quick? And it's all painted inside. It's got the right mat in here. The wheel is painted body color like it's supposed to be. So it's all that little detailed stuff that makes a big difference. I like to take the keys out before I slam it, because I used to slam them and then it would make a horrible sound and I would get in big trouble. All right, that's a nicely detailed trunk. That's a great looking back end of a car. You can say that without sounding weird. All right, so one of the things I love so much about these cars, a little tight in the showroom right here, is this too. Is that because I'm 6'1", right? We all have big friends or big kids or whatever. The seat slid all the way back, and I can still ride back here. There's room for 3 of us if we want to go out, if I want to bring some more people with me. I take my kids someplace, I take another couple out with me. Going out in this car is as much going out for entertainment. Like if you went to Cirque du Soleil, it's a cool event. Guaranteed, you take anybody out in this car and you go to a good dinner, they're gonna put this car out front, put the Porsche around the corner. The valets love this car. You know why? Because you're smiling watching the video, I smile when I drive this car, and people who roll down the road always give you this thumbs up. And the ride in the car is that experience, and it's really very cool. All right, cool, so let's roll on to the inside of the car here. All right. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So they rolled the speedometer back. I'm not sure if that's illegal or legal, but it doesn't really matter. The speedometer is showing odometer showing 12,135 miles on it. That's since the restoration is what we are told, all right? That's not a lot of miles, especially when you spend close to $100,000 building a car over time, all right? Little stuff like this, modern sound system that also has a CD changer capability to it. We can also put the stock radio in the dash and mount a radio in the glove box there that has things like iTunes, Bluetooth, and those kind of stuff, and you just control it from your phone. We do that for a lot of people. This is a custom-made wheel. Originally, the wheel was much bigger than this. They wanted it to be original, so they cut it down, made it new, and now painted it the same color as the interior, and it came out really, really nice. Factory gauge dash is right there with the upgraded dash here. This has the low car shifter in it, so it's got this nice thing you push down the center like that. It's all billet, and it just looks very nice as well. Again, beautifully done interior. New seat covers, new carpet, new mats, new headliner, right? Dash is painted body color, new door panels. You can see how all of this money gets spent on this car as you run down it. For instance, like you may not have known, but this has overdrive automatic. You say, well, that's a big deal. All cars have overdrive automatic. No. This car came with a 2-speed transmission, all right? Now this has a 4-speed automatic transmission in it, so when you go for a drive, this can drive for really long amounts of time without stressing the engine out, and because it has a lot more power on the hood with that 355 V8, all right? And the overdrive automatic, upgraded set of gears in the rear, it's got snappy acceleration, but also giving you some drivability and some fuel economy. That's your face, yes it does, That's all I want to say. So, had I said anything else, I think I've run out of things to say, quite honestly. I'm sure you're tired of listening to me talk about it. But this car sounds great with the ceramic coated headers. It drives great with the suspension and the brakes and all those upgrades. And more importantly, it fits my arms just right. See my arm hanging out here? And this is the way you roll down the road in a car like this, and you just feel different. You just can't do that in today's car, and that's why I look at it, I'm smiling. I do this for a living. I'm doing this for 15 years. I've done like 3,500 of these kind of cars, and I still get a smile when I talk about it. All right, so we closed up the video on this car. You learned today, if you didn't already know, what a Pro Touring car meant. It meant a great looking car with an enormous amount of modern upgrades to make it great driving. From the suspension to the brakes to the big wheels and tires to the upgraded interior. The underneath of this car has new polyurethane bushings for the frame and stuff like that. And that's the difference between getting an old car that you might collect and drive to a show not too far to a car that you can drive to a show that's really far away. Or you can go out to dinner in the car or have just a great time. That's why I get so excited about these things. It just looks great. Inside this showroom, it's as beautiful as all the other cars here, but out on the road, it is a beacon when it rolls down there. So anyway, if you can find some way to get a really, really cool 57 Belair in your life, call us, 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.